let's talk rookie quarterback adversity.
Yeah, this one came up. Interesting that they threw it out last night in the game on the broadcast. The announcers mentioned the fact that in his lifetime, Trevor Lawrence has only lost 2 games prior to coming into the NFL.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
crazy. You go your entire life. And my guess is, even in those 2 losses, I'm sure the offense he was a part of put up a staggering number of points, and it just was that they got outscored by someone else. But this is something that is most likely true of all quarterbacks that come up that are highly touted, because they're a part of these organizations and teams that are just dominant because they are recruited to these organizations, and they tend to grow up in areas of the country that have these dominant football programs. So I got curious. When was Trey Lance's last loss? Any guesses as to that?
High school.
High school, indeed. It has been almost 4 years since Trey Lance last lost a football game before Sunday's loss to Green Bay. As a matter of fact, it was November 10th, 2017, in the state championship tourney that Trey Lance last lost a football game. A couple of interesting stats.
He couldn't win the state championship? What a bum. Come on, Trey.
Actually, 3 times in a row, his sophomore, junior, and senior year in high school, all lost in the state tourney. I think his sophomore year,
never would have drafted him number 3.
In his sophomore year, I think he threw a whopping 8 passes, so I'm not putting that one on him. But in college, he was undefeated, right? 15-0 in 2018 on those teams. 2019, 16-0 as he took over the starting position. In 2020, 1-0. So he's faced no adversity, because life throws a lot of different adversity at you, but no adversity when it comes to the idea of losing football games. And so these guys have this immense level of confidence because they've been winning for years. Imagine that. Imagine, I don't know, going out to the bar and asking out girls, and for 4 years, nobody says no. How high is your confidence at that point?
I mean, that's my life.
Yeah, that's why you are who you are. That's why your confidence shines through the screen as it does. Your wife is going to see this show and give you
back when I was younger.
That's right. Yeah. UCLA days.
Yeah.
So there is this confidence level that they have, and there's something to the idea of damaging that confidence. Trevor Lawrence has now lost 4 games in a row after coming into the NFL. And granted, in the post-game presser when I saw him last night, he looked unflappable. I mean, he just has that confidence, and I hope that I see that from Trey Lance as well. But it begs the question of, is the old school mentality of, hey, the most important thing we can do for this rookie is make sure that we don't damage him in his rookie year by damaging that confidence. Is there something to that?
Perhaps, absolutely. I think it's case by case, and we'll find out what is the best method for developing these quarterbacks. There's five that went in the first round. 4, 5, 4, 4, 4. 5.
5. Yes, 5.
Okay.
5.
And 4 of them are playing now. 1 isn't. My question is, who's going to be better next year? The guys who are playing now or the one who isn't?
Right.
And I know it worked out for Mahomes and Rodgers not playing, but those guys weren't lacking for playing time when they got to the league. Mahomes played a lot in college. Rodgers played a lot in college. Lance didn't. So I'm curious to see if another year on the bench means that he's going to hit the ground running in 2022, or if that just means that next year will be his rookie year. In 2023, because I mean, you could say that you could lose confidence on the field, or you could gain confidence from getting experience and getting a feel for the speed of the game and that kind of stuff.
If history is a predictor of this, Lance in 2018, it was his redshirt season, but he did come into a couple of games and did rush twice for 2 touchdowns in that redshirt season. And it sure did seem to boost that confidence and lead to an amazing 2019 where he threw 0 picks going on an undefeated run.
Yep. That's right. This guy's a winner. I'm curious to see what happens. I don't understand why people were talking about Houdini's 5 minutes of funk, but that was a lot of fun. Really like that. Okay, sorry. Was there anything more you want to say about rookie quarterback? It's a very interesting topic. And I think it's case by case, because if the Jags could not play Lawrence, you might not, because they suck so much. But the Niners, There's so many good weapons here. You figure Trevor Lawrence would do a lot better here. You would think Trevor Lawrence would kick ass here.
Oh, you would think so.
I would think he would. Or if you were on the Rams, something like that. But on Jaguars, it's like, it's not his fault.
I thought that too last night. Any other year, you give up 3 first-round draft picks, you would expect that would be for the number 1 overall quarterback. You would think with what we gave up to move up this year that we would have Trevor Lawrence on our roster.
But
no, we got the third quarterback. Yeah, so I mean, you look at the different cases right now. I think you could look at Trevor Lawrence and say, well, he's lost 4 in a row, but he does look unflappable. And then you turn over and you look at the situation in Chicago for Justin Fields, and that does look like it could damage his confidence. That does look like they're about to do something bad to that guy.
He got sacked like 7 or 8 times. Yeah,
9.
that was really bad. I felt bad. Yeah, that's what I think. It doesn't help the quarterback if he's just getting sacked left and right. Yeah, get him out. Like that's not that's what happened to David Carr.
And Alex Smith, he had that quote, which is another tie-in to this segment, which is Alex said he was on ESPN's Monday Night Countdown, and he was quoted as, "I really felt like it set me back," talking about playing right away. "My first start, it was a disaster. I had no business being out there." And that speaks to me of a complete lack of confidence in his ability to perform in that situation. And I do think if you're put out there when you feel that way, that can be a detriment to you.
But it was also like the Niners' inability to put him in a position to succeed because they were the worst team in the league. And they had terrible coaches. And they had a new coaching staff. And they had nothing established. And they were basically saying, hey, 21-year-old Alex Smith, establish the culture. Let's lead us to victory. You know, they didn't give him any type of structure to succeed.
Last thought on this, Shanahan seems to be attempting to put Trey Lance into a position to succeed, even if the team doesn't, which is interesting because I thought this was a year where we were all in. It begs the question, big picture, is Trey's development more important than the 2021 season?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
I agree.
I mean, I think we all think based on the first couple of weeks, this season is a playoff berth, but maybe not a division title, maybe a wild card berth at best. So yeah. And then next year you're going to have a new starting quarterback, right? So at some point you got to prepare that transition.
You do. Yeah, I came into this year being a bit more optimistic about our actual chances of making a deep run, but that was reliant upon a healthy Jason Verrett and a top 5 defense. I've had to readjust those expectations. I'm down to playoff caliber team, and therefore the development of Trey does take priority.
Yeah. Chris says, I understand not starting Lance, but using him once or twice in a game does nothing to develop the kid. Give him a drive or 2 a game. That develops. Thank you.
Yes, build the confidence. Build it.